Ah, sand dollars. That's nature's dollar. But you know, years ago on this beach, there was something a lot more valuable than just sand dollars. Come on over here, we're gonna see if we can find a shipwreck. We're looking for the wreckage of the SS Monte Carlo, an old gambling ship that sank in these waters on New Year's Eve, 1936. Now this is low tide, we're here at Coronado Island. So let's go out onto the water, we're gonna see if we can find a little bit of that wreckage. Follow me, folks. So the story of the SS Monte Carlo starts off in 1936. In 1936, there was a gambling ship. People that wanted to gamble in California, it wasn't legal to gamble in California. They found a loophole though. If you just went like 3 miles offshore, then all of a sudden you're out of the jurisdiction of California. You could kind of do whatever you wanted. This is 1936, right after Prohibition. Gambling was still illegal though. So the first ship was the Reno, and the Reno they had ostensibly, they just had innocent legal games like Parcheesi and backgammon. But then some reporters went on the ship and they noticed that there were strange markings on the ping pong tables. The ping pong tables had these numbers like a roulette table and a lot of other things you'd only see on roulette and gambling tables. The authorities tried to crack down on it. They weren't able to. The operation had got so successful that they moved it to a bigger ship, which was named the SS Monte Carlo. It was a 300-foot long ship, had a wood superstructure, and they just took that ship right off of this beach, just a couple miles offshore. They anchored it, and they kept it there. So you could take a speedboat out to that ship free of charge, a water taxi. You could go out there and gamble on the SS Monte Carlo. It was super popular all throughout 1936 until New Year's night. December 31st, the ship was out there and something went wrong. The sea was angry that night, my friends. There was crashing waves and wind and gales, and the ship, the waves and the wind and the tide, it was all so strong that it knocked the ship loose from its anchor chain. It broke the anchor chain and the ship was adrift. Thankfully, there was almost nobody on board. There were only 2 caretakers on board the ship, and so they set off flares of alert, but the ship, it was just adrift. The tide eventually just brought it in here, and the ship ran aground on the rocks right here off the beach, and we are just south of the Hotel del Coronado, which you can see just north of us. You can see the Hotel del Coronado in the distance. And so all of the vacationers from the hotel, they heard all this commotion early in the morning, came down here, they saw the ship aground, the Coast Guard rescued the 2 caretakers, and all the wreckage and all the things from that ship start washing ashore. So all these vacationers come running down, ladies in their nice fancy Victorian dresses and whatever, came running down from the Hotel Del, and they're picking up souvenirs out of the surf. They're picking up gambling tables, roulette tables, and then people got more excited when they heard that there had been cases and cases of whiskey on board that ship. Now there was one sailor who got so excited when he heard about that whiskey, he went swimming out into the surf to see if he could just go grab it on his own and swim back with that whiskey. Well, that guy, he was the only tragedy of that accident. He ended up drowning in the surf. It was stormy, it was rainy, windy, and he drowned trying to get bottles of whiskey for free. So take that as a lesson to you kids. Don't drink and drive. Don't try to get free whiskey, pay for it. I don't know, there's some lesson in there. You make up your mind. But be careful if you're going to be swimming in the middle of a storm, or just don't swim in a storm. Now, the wreckage is out here somewhere, so let's try to go into the water and let's see if we can find some parts of the wreck. I don't have a metal detector, but I'm going to use my feet as a metal detector. So if I step on something sharp, that's going to be a good sign. Let's go into the water. Let's see if we can find anything left of the SS Monte Carlo. So according to the maps and everything, it should be right here, right off the shore. Take a look at that building for a reference point. If you all want to come out here and look for the ship yourself, that building there, and the road to get down here is Avenida de las Arenas. Las Arenas, like sand. So if you take that, come down to this little parking lot. You have to check in at the guard shack. Parking is free though. Make sure you park head first or you'll get a ticket. don't think the tide is low enough for us to find the ship. I don't see hide nor hair of that ship here. Man, we ain't found. I've seen other videos from, I guess, guys who know what they're doing more than I do. There's some videos out there of San Diego YouTubers who come out here at a lower tide. Right now, it's supposed to be low tide now, but it's not a full moon. Maybe if it were a full moon, the tide would be even lower. But if you catch it right, you can come out here and apparently see a lot of that ship sticking up out of the sand. There are warning signs that the city of Coronado posts up by the entrance to the beach. But yeah, take a look down here. No sign of it. And it should be pretty visible. When it's exposed, you can see the structure of that 300-foot long ship sticking up out of the sand. But I don't see anything. Well, no luck today, folks, but I invite you to come down on your own, hunt for the wreckage of the SS Monte Carlo. If nothing else, I hope you've enjoyed the story of the SS Monte Carlo, and you can find that story, many others, in my book, Coronado Legends, coming soon to a bookstore or an Amazon near you. Meanwhile, I'm just going to enjoy a lovely day at the beach in Coronado.